Rick 85. Well, here I am, just arrived at the cabin. Hope you can hear me over the wind. Seems like it's every time I go to record something now, it's windy. Here for a couple days. It's Tuesday, be staying to Thursday. Chilly, I think 39, 40 degrees right now. I see snow flurries coming down. Well, here by myself, self-quarantine myself here for a few days. Have everything I need in the Jeep over there. And actually, I set a new record coming up here today. 5 hours and 3 minutes, and I really wasn't pushing it. I was just going with the traffic. I'm usually the one in the lead, but since the traffic was so light, everybody was just taking advantage and burning it up. Here to do a few things. I got a lot of salt minerals in the car. Mineral block I'm going to put out. I'm also going to get my feeder ready to set back up in the future. Have that going eventually, and I have some other things. Have some stuff for inside the cabin. Got a new string of lights I'm going to put up. Come on along with me, again solo for a few days. I'll just talk to you like I'm talking to a friend, and we'll see. Got some half decent food, steaks, burgers, and it's almost time for a little lunch right now, it feels like, because I'm a little bit hungry from breakfast time. Come on in. First thing I think I'm going to do is get a small fire going, try to get this cabin warmed up. It's about 42 degrees inside the cabin, or 45 or something like that. That's a little chilly. So let's get that warmed up a little bit. We'll see what we're going to do. Just basically bum around for a day and a half or so. So come on along. I know you want to. Just about to drag the feeder into the cabin to work on that. I have to replace the solar panel, put the spinner on itself. I've got the cage I got to work on a little bit. Squirrels got to that 2 years ago. I'm going to work on those screws to make sure they're nice and tight. Maybe put a couple tie wraps on there or something to keep them squirrels out of there. So that's my project this afternoon. I've had a lot of snow flurries so far. Sunny. Cloud will come by, it'll be snowing like anything, no accumulation, snowing, and then it'll be sunny again, so it's nice. I got the cabin up to about 60 degrees, which is really kind of perfect. When it's 40 degrees out, you go into the 60-degree cabin, it feels warm, especially if you still have your jacket on, which I'll probably be taking off soon. But also got the new string of lights up. Don't think you can see them in the frame yet. We had the orange ones up, and had those orange ones because we wanted to make sure it didn't attract moths and bugs and stuff like that at night when they were on. So we're going to have to see. It may take a little bit deeper into the summer or spring to see if these attract. Going to put those in the shed, and if I have to put them back up, I can certainly do that. But these are more Christmassy looking, but they look nice. And I associate hunting and Christmas together. Again, it was after Thanksgiving. Senior and I would be going up there, and that's just when people would putting lights on and hanging their Christmas lights, and it would just be a nice time. It's a nice association going up there, and Senior would be driving from the hunting spot to the hotel, and you'd see the lights on, and it would kind of remind you of the holiday season that's upcoming. So it was always a good memory for me driving with Senior when we were coming back or going to hunting. Well, that time has arrived. Dinner. Bacon wrapped tenderloins on here, some string beans, a little garlic and pepper on there, garlic, salt, and pepper. And I'm going to enjoy a good dinner tonight. Getting chilly. I think it's down in the 30s now, about 35, 34. Supposed to get down to about 25 tonight, but should be toasty. Nothing like a good dinner coming up, doing some things. Let's mosey on over to the car for a second. Well, I replaced my NRA tag with a National Wild Turkey Federation tag, and I had the NRA tag for about 20 years. Nothing to do with any issues that NRA's having right now, but it was just time for a change, and I met a gentleman that could get me this down when I went to that turkey banquet, and I'm glad to put that on there. Glad to see it. So now, if you do see the Jeep, the Cherokee, you see a Delaware NWTF tag with the wild turkey designation on there, the WT. 99 and 9/10% chance is going to be me. As a matter of fact, I think it's a 100% chance. So, well, there are many like it, but this one's mine, and glad to have it on there. Glad to support the NWTF. Well, let's see how those steaks are doing. Well, so everything's looking pretty good. Maybe time to flip them over. Hopefully it doesn't stick. Nope. Oh yeah, there we go. Looking good. Beans are looking good. I can see some steam coming out of that. Maybe I'll get my fork and stir them up a little bit. We'll be eating soon. Really enjoyed that dinner. Very simple, plain fillets, bacon wrapped, string beans, but very good. Little chocolate for dessert. And I do have some cheesecake I may hit later. But it's just right now enjoying some Southern Tier smoked bourbon. Decided to try it. I'd highly recommend, if you can find it, Southern Tier smoked bourbon. Pretty good tasting. Got a lot of nice flavors to it. Just the right percent alcohol. Not too strong, not too harsh. Very good if you get a chance to sample it. Tomorrow it's going to be all about some minerals and more minerals. And then I'm going to get out there and I'm going to plant some seed, not plant, but spread some no-plow seed out there. And I know what you're thinking. It's really not prepared. It's supposed to be you don't have to plow it. I would have liked to have my leaf blower up and blow all the leaves off, but I tell you the truth, I had a lot of stuff in the car and I forgot about it. But I'm going to put it down. Is it going to be frost seeding? I'm not. Yes and no. If you take a look at this picture, you'll see there was 7 inches of snow. This is 3 days ago up here. Snowing off and on all day. I think we're getting some lake effect snow because the wind's so hard out there. Nothing right now, but it was coming down good for a couple of minutes. No accumulation or anything. This cabinet over here behind me, as you can see, there's no knobs on that thing, so every time you got to sort of reach up and grab the top of it with your fingers and open it up, or fingernails. And so I brought up a couple matching wooden knobs to go with it, so put those up and a couple other things, and just kick back and relax, enjoy my time up here. So everybody have a good evening, and we'll catch you in the morning. Well, hope you slept okay last night. Got a little chilly in here as usual when I'm here. Don't really worry about the heat as much. Plenty of blankets and it's better sleeping, I think. It's nice to get a nice fire going and warm this place up a little bit. Get at least in the 50s or 60 or so, make it feel nice. And you can see that outside temperature, boy, 28 or so right now. I'm going to do a couple things inside the cabin while I'm waiting for it to warm up. Supposed to get in about 40 today. I don't see the thermometer moving too much, but we'll see. Just hung a new sign up there. Life needs more bait and tackle. And one of these days I'm going to get back into the bait and tackle and get into Pine Creek. It's been a pretty long time since I fished down there, really, since I think since I did with Senior a long time ago. We had a nice afternoon at Pine Creek, and we did pretty good, as you can see here. Senior was always one heck of a fisherman, that's for sure. But in the meantime, also, I'm going to go ahead and get these knobs on this cabinet. So, and again, as I mentioned yesterday, you're always doing this to open the doors up. It's a bit of a pain. So, just have a couple matching wooden knobs to put on there. I have a couple things over near the coffee station I'm going to do. I'm going to put another light up over there, electric. I have something to keep a lot of the Keurig pods in. We do go through some coffee up here. When 5 of us are up here and we're drinking coffee, probably go through 15-20 pods in the morning, and then again later in the afternoon. So we probably go through a good box and a half a day, and we need all the place to put them. Put these knobs on over here again, just puttering around kind of stuff just to keep me busy while the temp's up. Hey, I see 29.5. All right, went up a degree since we're talking. Oh, let's get this done, and we'll get on to those outside mineral projects. Oof. Well, that took about 27 seconds. Now what the heck am I going to do? Oh, that's right, I got something else to do over there. But here we go. We got the knobs on. Again, just pittering around, but makes it a heck of a lot easier than trying to do this stuff up here all the time. It's a little silly. So and they match really perfectly as we speak. 30 now, so I guess it's starting to climb, getting to about 9:15. We'll have a solar panel that I want to put up here. That's for a light in the cabin. Maybe we don't want to start the generator yet. You just want to have a little bit of light over the table. So I'm going to put this solar panel up that should feed that light, and hopefully everything will work okay. This is something I didn't want to do when I was up for hunting season, but just because of all the snow out here and everything. But I feel confident enough to get it done now. Let's get this out of the way. Shouldn't take long. Gathering sunlight. Yeah, we'll have to check it out inside. This will do the trick for us. Here's the other end of the solar panel that I just put outside. Just has a pull chain, and there it goes. It's not the brightest thing in the world, but as the cabin is darker, I'm sure it's fine. Probably do have to be about 6 feet to reach that thing, so I might have to put an extension on that chain, which I think I have at home. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start putting some Lucky Buck, Trophy Rock, Himalayan mineral salt chunks, and molasses salt block over in the holder over there. And I also have some peanut butter that I'm going to put up. I'm waiting for the point for Lucky Buck to make some type of product like that brick over there, the solid brick that's made out of Lucky Buck. I think that would really be popular. I have my stump over here. Gonna go ahead and rake away the leaves and then spread out the minerals. Get the other side too. It's ready. Didn't take long, did it? Let's start with the Lucky Buck. I pulled some out of here, and next time I come up, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more. Remember, Lucky Buck, you want to put it down, then you want to come back and you want to freshen it up a few times. Another bucket, another half a bucket, third of a bucket. The Lucky Buck does need refreshing, and that's why I mentioned something about that block. Something that will last a little bit longer, but this product works good, and let's get it spread out. A little bit up here on the stump, on the log. The other side. Supplement it with the old Trophy Rock. Right in here. Oops. There we go. Get this trash out of here. Himalayan salt chunks. Couple on the other side. Here's what's in the Himalayan bucket. You have one a little bit whiter, a little bit more pink, and this one's real dark pink. You know that one has some minerals in it. These are great. These deer are gonna come in here and hit this like nobody's business. Salt block holder I got a couple years ago. I'm only gonna put one in it this time. Last year, when I came up in September, October, there was still a couple chunks left in there, and didn't want to have any issues with baiting, PA, etc. So I actually got him out of there. So this time I'm only going to put one, and we'll see what happens. But there'll be this, that, minerals over there. We'll do some supplementing and it'll work. Yeah, it'll work to grow some deer. Whether we're going to get them, well, you know our history up here. But I like doing all this stuff. And again, all this over here, the Lucky Buck was the most expensive. I don't know, $40 or less. Actually less than that, 35-ish. I think it's worth it. I think you're helping the deer in the area. Even if somebody else gets it. Maybe a kid gets one. Maybe an older gentleman gets one, like myself, that hasn't got one before and is thrilled. Well, then I'm just helping really the hunters out. So don't mind doing this at all. And now's the time. We're April. Still have snow showers, but now is definitely the time. And one more thing, let's get some peanut butter out. Well, I'm sure you've seen this in some other videos. The old peanut butter on the tree trick. Take the cap off, screw it in, put it back on, cut the end off, and the deer will come in and get that. So I'm gonna mount this about right here, and we'll see what happens. Never tried it before, but I've heard good things, so hoping for the best. I think right now I'm just gonna cut the end off while it's nice and solid and I'm not pushing pressure on it when it's up here. Have some plastic pieces from a thermometer that I had bought. This was part of the packaging. Just going to use that to hold that cap in place, since that's such a big jar. If you use the smaller ones, I don't think you need it, but just in case. I don't think that's going anywhere. Got my jar, or plastic jar. The end is off of it. The old peanut butter jar trick. Again, never tried it. Seen many videos on it, so figured got this at a discount thing for like $1.50 for, you know, how many pounds that is. 40 ounces, 2 pounds, 8 ounces. That's a lot of peanut butter for $1.50. See what happens now. A bear gets in there. I think it's going to be ripped off the tree in a minute. But that's what bears do. Imperial Whitetail No-Plow that I'm going to go put down right now. And again, I realized that field isn't really prepared right, and I should have brought my leaf blower up and blew some of the leaves off, etc. But I didn't. Whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out there now. What comes up, what comes up. Again, this was a Tractor Supply end of the season, steeply discounted. And for a shout out for Tractor Supply. If you're a member of the Tractor Supply Club or whatever, you give your phone number when you buy something. They had a coupon in there to get 25% off all clearance items. This was a clearance item and I got an extra 25 off of it. So that's why I'm not really minding what happens with it. If you're in the Wellsboro area and you can come up, you have a sizable tractor that can do our field. And I'm only saying sizable tractor because the size of the rocks in there. When I showed you that trophy rock, there's some rocks in there that are this big. And I don't want your machine to break. But if you're in the Wellsboro area and you could do that for me, contact me via email. You go to my YouTube page, the main page, click the About, and then show email. I think you have to say you're not a robot. And then it shows my email address. And right in the title, Tractor Wellsboro, so I know what it's about. I get a lot of emails on there. I don't want to break your tractor, so if you think you can handle big rocks like this, or you have a rake thing that'll pull rocks out like that, and you're interested in doing something like that for me, of course I'll compensate you for coming up and doing it. But just go ahead and send me an email if you're in the Wellsboro area. I know the camp would really appreciate getting that. Actually, this whole thing done, the whole thing. I know we got the apple trees over here. We're through the apples and everything. And one last thing, if you're wondering about the jacket, that's basically just like the green one that I have, except this is the Coyote Brown. Pretty nice, very warm. You know, I don't wear those around the house a lot just because of the air base, and I don't want to get any false honor, I think that's what they call it, about having a uniform on and getting free things or a discount. So I don't wear them around the house when I'm going out, doing the yard and things like that. But very nice. Check your Army Navy if you have one. The brown is not out as much as the green is, but the green works pretty good. And maybe it's the green because of the Air Force base there. But this Coyote brown looks pretty good. I was talking to the gentleman that owns the Dover Army Navy, and he said these are really in high demand, these Coyote browns, and just civilians want them. Again, you're not going to be disappointed with the lightweight and the warmth that you have. And when I come up here, I won't be matching Sean all the time, so I'll have a different color. Oh, all right, let's get out there and put this seed down. Hey, that time of day, dinner time. We got gonna make some double cheeseburgers. These are beef and cheddar patties, so the cheddar's already in there. So cook these up. Got some baked beans going. It's buy yourself dinner, if you know what I mean. So we'll get some burgers fried up and enjoy this. I got some nice buns to go with it. Shouldn't take too long to cook this up, but nice day. Nice, ended up being a nice day. It did get up to 42, 43 as they said they were going to do. Got the things done that I wanted to get done on this quick trip, and probably be back for turkey season. You'll see me next for Pennsylvania turkey, which starts around the beginning of May. Did get that seed down, and I know there's a lot of leaves out there, and some of the stuff we're sitting on the leaves. But a lot of wind is swirling around out there, so I have feeling some of those leaves is blowing off and blowing underneath of them and blowing to the side of them. So I'm hoping that that 10 to 20% of that seed will take is a good estimation for me. We had a nice one of those dust devil things blow through there yesterday with the leaves. I tried to get the camera on it, and just as I got it, it stopped doing it, of course, but it's been blowing pretty good in there, so I think that seed is not the ideal conditions, but we'll do what we can do. In the meantime, let's get some dinner going, have a nice iced tea with this, maybe a little tomato juice to get some electrolytes and potassium back in me again, and a couple burgers, and it's going to be sit back and enjoy the last evening. They're looking pretty good. They're just about done. The baked beans are steaming. We'll put those sandwiches together, a little ketchup, be all set. Just kicked the generator on. It's about 7:15 on Wednesday. Last evening for me, very short trip, but I wanted to get up here and do a few things. Haven't been up here since hunting season, so just really wanted to get up and look things over and just have a little bit of fun. Just get away, kind of forget things for a little bit. So hung this light up today, kind of temporary spot, just to see if it works over here. Maybe kind of a TV light or something like that. This has got one of those Edison lights in it. Sort of looks like the old cage, the temporary lighting. If you're in construction, you're used to seeing that when they start buildings and the electricians come in. They put that temporary lighting in. Kind of the same look there, but with the Edison bulb. It's actually a LED. It takes like 5 watts of power or something like that. It's 40 watts, but output, but only really takes 5 watts to start it up. So got that in today. Got the other light in on the other side. We'll see how this does. I think this is going to be nice for the evening. Sitting there watching TV, you turn the fan light off, and maybe just a little bit of light over here in the corner. Also got this for the Keurig. This is one of those trays that holds all the Keurig K-cups. We needed that a little bit besides our thing over here. we were getting a lot of K-cups, so it's something to do, something to put them in. That was a cheap acquisition, and it holds like 30, I think. 2, 3, 4, 6. 6 times 6, 36. It holds a lot. Had a real good trip. Did some things. Did a little bit of nothing. Did a little bit of something. Gonna get up in the morning and possibly get out by about 9ish. Not gonna run right out at 6 o'clock like I do sometimes. One stop to make on the way home, and that's for gasoline, and that is it. So Pennsylvania, I'm not going to be going and getting coffee as I normally do, etc. I think I mentioned that before. I think this is about it for the evening. Going to sit back. My beverage, first one, 717, Busch. Always liked Busch, and I think it has to do with, actually had some relatives in Florida. We go down there for vacation, and I think we went to the Anheuser-Busch factory brewery, took the brewery tour. I remember getting a keychain that had a Busch bottle on it, and I probably was 10 years old, 12 at the time, something like that. So I guess it always, that kind of stuck in my head. It's kind of crazy what things sometimes you think of and then you relate back to after all those years. But I still like Busch, still drink it. Probably had maybe one more of those or a seltzer tonight, and that'll be about it. And watch some type of movie. Haven't decided what I'm going to see yet. But Busch was always near and dear to my heart. I've been drinking it for all these years. Just quite a memory. I can picture that keychain in my mind. I wish I still had it. I don't know where it is. Well, that is about it. If you want to see some zombie apocalypse things like are going on now, check out zombie scarecrows. First, maybe a couple explosions and some really bad acting. Sean and I were up and kind of had a little bit of fun. Not too many views on that video, but zombie scarecrows. Go ahead and check that out, and maybe you'll have just a little bit of fun. Maybe take your mind off of things. So everybody have a good one. Certainly, as they say, stay safe, stay well. Everybody do what they can do to try to stop the spread of this infection. And I know we're doing as much as we can. And again, I hope everybody stays safe. So this is Tom, signing out from Camp Go Time here. Quarantined myself for a couple days. Everybody have a good one.